Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 6, Episode 4, Face the Fire. And let's not even waste no time. Y'all already know I've been telling you all week. My birthday tomorrow, okay? Might be the day by the time you see this video. So definitely don't hesitate if you want to support and you enjoy the content. Like the video, subscribe. If you want to send a cash app, I'll put it in the description box, okay? So let's get into it, shall we? So we pick up with Pam telling Andy and them at the law firm that Karen is unalived. No facts behind it, nothing. Just spreading the business. So Andy, Pam, and Fatima, they go to drive to the shop. And Fatima is trying to figure out if Karen is really gone. She like, how do you know? They said a person's gone. They didn't really say Karen. But Pam's like, I saw Karen's car. I know for a fact. So Andy tells Fatima, like, you need to hurry up and drive. Like, put the pedal to the metal. Speed up. And Fatima's like, I am. I'm going as fast as I can go. And Pam's like, not as fast as Zach. Ooh, well, she ain't lying. So they call Danny and tell her she need to hurry up and come to the salon. They won't tell her why. They really could have just told her why on the phone. Probably would have saved a few minutes. So the crooked cop that's working with Q goes to visit him in the hospital. And he's like, he needs to get his act together. Why was he fighting and tussling with Maurice with that GUN? And, you know, the only reason why he's sparing him is because he's his witness. We really can wrap up the Q storyline and the Hayden storyline like they've run their course, in my opinion. So Sabrina is with Bao at her apartment unharmed because I didn't like when he told her to leave her wallet, her ID, her purse, her cell phone, and her shoes at home. I didn't understand it. But she's back. And the minute they get in, they don't even sit down. They standing up, not settled yet. And Maurice come knocking on the door. He enters her apartment joking per usual, talking about thank you, Prince, and your majesty and all that stuff. And Bao got an attitude immediately. Like as soon as he entered the room, like the whole environment, the atmosphere changed. So Bao tells Maurice, well, he tells Sabrina he wants Maurice to leave. He's like, either he leaves or I leave. That's a big ask when she really just met you. So Maurice tells him like, look, I know what you're thinking. I don't want Sabrina. I like the D. Capital on the D, heavy on the D. Okay, eggplant emoji. All the things, all the above. And Bao was like, you're disgusting. Ick. Yuck. Pooh. And he just was like, I'm leaving. I ain't need no choices now. I'm gone. Okay. This apartment is tainted. So as soon as he hurries up and runs, almost trips over his feet running out that door, Maurice tells Sabrina he's homophobic. She acting pretty naive and, oblivious per usual. She really just wanted to defend him because she likes him. But girl, ain't no denying that he is indeed that. So Maurice tells Sabrina he visited Q at the hospital. She doesn't understand why, and neither do we. In the meantime, Danny calls Sabrina and tells her to go to the salon. And Maurice like, ooh, I'll go with you, girl. Come on. Him and his leather pants get to going. So the entire cast arrives at the salon. No one knows what's going on. Everybody's just standing out in the hot heat with no answers. And everyone's acting terribly. And when I say acting terribly, like not them just, like they're acting. It's giving Tyler Perry production. Like they try to squeeze out any type of tears they can possibly get. Like forcing it out. Just forcing ugly cry. Y'all didn't rehearse this or nothing before. Was this the first time they shot the scene, or did they give it a couple goes and this was the best they could do? So people get to arguing and tongue tussling outside, and they want to call Karen's mom, but Aaron tells them like, look, we need to wait until we know for sure. Zach gets mad and ignores that sound advice, and he's like, this is family. You wouldn't know nothing about that. Is it now? Fatima, did you hear that? Okay. So the medical examiner confirms that the victim is deceased, whoever the victim is. Everyone breaks down and they crying, and before they can even fall to the floor, here comes Karen walking up. As if nothing happened. Like, what's going on here? I'm late to the party. Immediately, immediately, Zach runs up and embraces her and like so tight. So tight. It was giving that tight squeeze Gary gave Andy when he was like, hugging her a little too tight a couple seasons back. When she like ran out of oxygen, it was one of them tight squeezes. What I tell y'all last week though? I told y'all last week, y'all gonna listen to me. I said I already heard in the streets Karen was fine. One, it was just kind of obvious. Like, how we gonna get rid of Karen? She the only one that got something going on. And two, yeah, I be knowing. Okay? So, as Zach is giving her the tightest hug he's probably ever given in his entire life, Fatima is giving him that look. Child. So Zach tells her like, "Oh, I'm gonna help you. We gonna rebuild everything together." And it's like, who are you with, Karen or Fatima? And when did she have time to change her wig and clothes? Karen said that Lewis, the man who works at the store next door or down the street or what, he in the same plaza somewhere, he helps her. I don't know how he knew she was in the smoky burning building, but somehow he knew. Lewis said he was giving out food to the homeless in the back. And the examiner was like, then that's exactly where the fire happened, in the back. And the smoke started spreading to the front. So, and he was like, you can call your insurance company in the morning. And Karen was like, oh, insurance, OMG. And I'm like, how much is the insurance? Why you don't have insurance? I'm sure it couldn't be that much that you didn't have no insurance. I guess it was. Like, you're going to be paying more now without it. But Pam was like, girl, don't tell me you don't got insurance. And Karen was like, not now, Pam. And I never did like the way Karen was talking to Pam. And Pam was like, okay, but you did hear him say it started in the bag, which means I didn't do it. And Karen got an attitude. She like, Pam, not now. And Pam was like, well, I'm glad you ain't passed on. Pam done lost that little talking voice she had and everything. She really had an attitude with Karen, for real, like in real life. So Pam told Zach he's in trouble with Fatima, the way he was acting over Karen, like they were still together. And Zach got an attitude. He got an attitude because Pam is telling the truth. The way he was acting, I mean, I understand being upset, but sheesh. And then he was come to find out Fatima left in the ride share when she saw Karen walk up through the ashes. So she told the rest of the men, she's like, y'all ain't ish either. And ain't. None of them. Not even my fave Maurice, because he ungrateful. All of them really. Like, can we revamp the men? Like, if we want to make this real, in real life, these men with all these things going on, this would not, they wouldn't be around all this time. Then again, I forgot, it's in all 6 seasons, it's only been 1 week. So, my bad. So, side note, Maurice was glistening. I mean, when he turned around, the back of his neck, honey, was dripping wet. It looked like he just jumped out the hot tub. But later on, Aaron, a.k.a. John, or whoever he is, called Pam to apologize. And that scene we could have did without. But whatever. So Fatima goes out with her homegirl, Angela from Fatima. And she says she feels like a fool. And she explains the situation to her. And Angela was like, well, let me try to see both sides, I mean, he was with her for like 3-4 years. So he only been with you for 2 weeks. So, I mean, I could see how he could be upset. And she like, yeah, but it's different. Like, I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me. And she was like, well, you had feelings for your ex. And she was like, but I wasn't in love with him. Well, he was in love with her. So, yeah, he's going to be upset. Listen, if I heard the news of my ex passing on, I probably would break down into tears as well. I'm a Cancer. I'm sensitive. But the way Zach was acting when he embraced her, I can't really defend that. I don't know about that. That was a little much. Zach clearly still has feelings. He didn't really even, it's like he went from Karen and immediately got with Fatima with no time to himself at all. So the sisters are at Andy's place and they smoking on Danny's MJ pen, if you catch my drift. Mine is Karen. She's just sitting because, she has she has a baby in the belly the size of a mustard seed that's never growing. Ever. So they discuss Zach I mean, I feel like even if this was in real time, like if this was like really like a week or two, like we need to see something. The clothes getting a little snug or something. Like we give us something. It's been long enough. So they discuss Zach looking like he's still in love with Karen. Andy don't want it. She don't want to be in the middle of that. She don't want to talk about it. They don't care, and they don't care if it's her house or not. Um, and Andy was like, "Let's talk about why Preston was here." That's not really interesting enough. Let's go back to Zach being in love with Karen. That's a little more interesting. Karen was like, "Yeah, well, speaking of that, I talked to my doctor when I went to the hospital from the fire, and the doctor told me who the baby's father is." That don't make no sense. You only another day pregnant in Tyler Perry land. We need a DNA test. We need diagnostic testing done. I don't want to hear no hearsay or nothing about no dates. If you didn't get no DNA test from the fathers, then we don't know who the father is. But of course, that's where the episode ends with a cliffhanger that I still don't believe. Zach need to get paternity testing done from a professional on that one child that was out there taking care of himself in the bushes, and this one whenever Karen actually gives birth, if ever. But y'all let me know what y'all think of the episode down in the comments. It's a little bit better. I mean, acting can use some work, but let's pick up the story. It's getting a little stale. Drop down in the comments and don't hesitate to subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.